A surprisingly large number of young people are signing up.
The president may want to rethink that comment. New polls show that the millennial generation are turning on their faithful leader.
Are you going to sign up for Obamacare?
I really don't know.
I'm not planning on it.
It's not something on my priority list at the time.
Fast food workers across the country protest the federal minimum wage. How much do you want to pay for a cheeseburger?
I look at Obama as a perfect American. The guy does everything right. I felt this thrill going up my leg.
Plus, Brent Bozell breaks down the tingle up my leg, Chris Matthews, and the President Obama Love Fest. Hannity starts right here, right now.
And welcome to Hannity. Now, tonight we have a busy show planned, but before we get to that, we want to say that our thoughts and prayers are with the people of South Africa tonight, as that country's first black president, Nelson Mandela, has now died at the age of 95. Now, Mandela was jailed for nearly 3 decades as a political prisoner fighting against apartheid. Now, we'll continue to follow this story right here at the Fox News Channel, but also tonight. Now, with each passing day, we're learning more and more about just what a disaster Obamacare really is. Premiums, they're skyrocketing. Millions of people are learning the hard way that they cannot keep the doctors that they have on their insurance plan. And even though they were promised they could, they can't. And the healthcare.gov website is such a mess that people can hardly sign up, even if they want to. And let's not forget, the website, of course, is plagued with huge security risks. And because of all of this and more, we're left with no other choice. This law has got to be repealed, and it's got to be replaced. And just like they did when they were selling the disastrous law to you, the American people, Democrats, to save the law, they're lying once again. You say, well, Republicans, they have no solutions. Now, that couldn't be farther from the truth, and we'll explain in a minute. The Republicans, in fact, do have an alternative plan. And, in fact, it could save more than $2 trillion over 10 years. Tonight, by the way, we want you to join the conversation, and you can log on to our Facebook page. And joining me now to explain is the chairman of the RNC, Reince Priebus, is with us. Reince, welcome back, sir.
Hey, thank you, Sean, for having me on. Boy, you just rattled off a bunch of problems, and that's just to name a few, huh?
Well, it's just to name a few, but, you know, the president challenged the Republicans. I think this was another chase the rabbit trying to divert attention scheme of his, just like the class warfare speech yesterday, and just like he tried to talk about AIDS the day before. He's always trying to change the topic. But, you know, Tom Price is a Republican. He has a specific plan. By the way, it wouldn't be my plan, but it's much better than what we got. There is a plan on the table.
Well, look, I mean, you led into this a little bit, too, talking about young people. What the Obamacare package is it was intentionally designed to screw over young people. That's what it is. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't an accident. It was a package intentionally designed to screw over young people. And now he's spending all day talking about young people. But to your point, you know, look, it's very true. I mean, we've never tried in this country, Sean, we've never tried at a federal level ending junk lawsuits. We've never tried open pricing, having doctors and hospitals tell us what they're charging across the country. We've never tried pooling hundreds and millions of businesses and people together so that we can drive down costs and increase access. We've never tried it. We've proposed it. They shut us out from the process. But what the Democrats are arguing today to the American people is that it's either European health care or nothing. And it's a false choice, Sean.
Yeah. All right, but look at these numbers. We talked about the millennials, 57% don't want Obamacare. Most would vote him out of office today. That's a core constituency of his. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. 52% of young people would recall the president based on this law.
All right. 52 and 57% don't want Obamacare. Now, you look at another core constituency. We kept hearing after the election about the Latino vote in America. Well, look at this latest poll, this one out of Gallup, and the support of the president has gone down 23% among Hispanic voters. I mean, that's a huge discrepancy from where he was just a year ago.
Now, this is not obviously a good law for the American people. But politically, the reason why this is valuable is that it's exposing the president for what he's all about. He's all about making promises that aren't coming true. And now people are getting the reality of what Barack Obama is all about in their mailbox. I mean, the difference between this scandal and many of the others is that this is affecting millions of people personally in their bank account now, losing their doctor, losing their health care, and this is just the beginning. Just wait, Sean, until employers have the option of dumping their insurance and throwing people on these exchanges.
All right, but let me ask you this question, because we know that the Federal Register back in July of 2010, they knew that the individual policies, it could be as high as 80% of Americans would lose them, but they also said 60-some-odd% of small business and 45% of those on big business policies. Do you think the president purposely, consciously, knowingly lied to the American people? Do you think he did that?
Well, yeah, I think the president lied to the American people, but there's also something else in the law that's akin to a lie, and it's called gross negligence. And what that means is that when you act in such a way that you knew or should have known, that it's so grossly obvious that what you said and what you did are so opposite from each other that under the law, you in effect intentionally lied to the American people. Look, he's constantly saying one thing and doing another. You brought up this income inequality speech that he gave yesterday. This president is the king of income inequality under this president, as you know.
If you like your plan, you can't keep it, right? I estimate American Enterprise, Manhattan Institute, and others that have studied, and experts we've had on this program, say it's going to be over 100 million Americans in the end that are going to lose their plan. Can't keep your plan. Many won't be able to keep their doctor. You're not going to save $2,500 per family per year. Most Americans are going to see dramatic rate increases. I guess the next step here, you don't have the Senate, you don't have the White House. How do you stop it? What do you do?
Well, I mean, for one thing, you've got to win the Senate. I mean, and what you do is you've got to win races, Sean. I mean, we've got a math and a constitution problem that we've got to get over, which is we've got to win the Senate. And I got to tell you, I'm not going to sit here and draw up Senate rules. And this is real inside baseball. But what Harry Reid did is going to come back to haunt him, because now with 51 votes, by opening that door, what essentially he did is say to the Republican Party that with 51 votes, if you win the Senate, you can undo Obamacare. And that's on Harry Reid, but I got to tell you, I think that's going to come back to haunt him. Right. And you know what? I personally think we ought to.
Every single poll, I think this is very dangerous territory, not just for a president, but for any politician, is when the American people now see the president, they don't believe he's honest. They don't believe that the president of the United States is trustworthy. And a lot of it has to do with Obamacare and the lying. Now, if you go back 3 years ago, the president has an uncle. His uncle Omar lived in Boston. And when he was brought up on a DUI charge and was ordered to be deported, he didn't leave. And the White House was asked about him in the Boston Globe, and they said, well, he never met Obama never met him. Here's Jay Carney today. Right. Does this add to the dishonesty factor, the distrust that exists? Well, watch Jay Carney backtrack today.
The president said that he, in fact, had met Omar Obama when he moved to Cambridge for law school, and that he stayed with him for a brief period of time until the president's apartment was ready. After that, they saw each other once every few months while the president was in Cambridge, and then after law school, they gradually fell out of touch. The president has not seen Omar Obama in 20 years and has not spoken with him in roughly 10 years.
They said 3 years ago that he's never met him. I mean, is that a small thing, or is that a big thing?
Well, I think, listen, I think all of these, I think that's a big thing, and I think all these things are huge things, and it goes to the trust of this president. As you know, in life, in all of life, whether it be the politics or business or just personal relationships, when you have a breakdown of whether or not someone is a person of their word or not, rebuilding that is almost impossible. The American people are seeing Barack Obama for what he is. He says one thing and does another. He's been lying to the American people. He's been exposed. And these little lies, like, you know, lying about whether you met someone or not that's been significant in your life, listen, those are big things because it goes to the character of the person that you're dealing with. And President Obama is proving himself not to be trustworthy on the small things and now the very big things.
All right, Reince Priebus, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it. And coming up, President Obama, he sat down with his biggest fan, NBC News host Chris Matthews, earlier today. Brent Bozell, he's here with reaction. That's coming up later tonight. But first, Obama is losing support among two of his most coveted groups, millennials and Hispanics. We're going to explain why young Americans are turning their backs specifically on Obamacare. Plus, also tonight.
So you're wearing an Obama shirt. Are you going to sign up for Obamacare?
I really don't know. Probably not, because I think I can stay underneath my parents' health insurance for a couple more years.
Michelle Fields goes on a mission to find just one person who signed up for Obamacare. The results are pretty revealing. That's coming up next, but you